Hello everyone and welcome to our next lecture on letters of complaints and replies. So let's begin. Right, so first we're going to talk about complaint letters, which are basically to complain, right? So when you're dissatisfied or unhappy with a company's product or service, you would write a complaint letter. And you write one to voice your concerns or displeasure to the relevant people. So instead of just complaining, you actually voice it out to the relevant people in the company. And a complaint letter is usually also to request or to ask for a resolution or a solution to that problem. Right? And the main thing that you want to remember here is that a complaint letter is not just for the sake of complaining. You don't just complain because you want to complain, but you actually want to improve on a current service or existing product. So don't complain because you want to complain, but you want to help them improve their current service or product. Right? And just like how when applying for jobs and such, you would address it to Human Resources Department. Now, complaint letters would usually be addressed to customer service because they are the people who handle these sorts of things, complaints and others. Right. Now, some of the tips for a good complaint letter would be, firstly, to be concise and clear. Probably there's a story there. You want to make the main points first, and then you attach certain relevant details of your story so that it's easier for them to read and for them to get to the point. Right? Secondly, important as well, it has to be factual. Not based on like a story, but facts. You have details, you have numbers, you have dates, you have document requirements like receipts or warranties, that sorts of thing. And these kinds of details would justify or explain why they need to do some action to resolve your problem. All right, it would give them the reasons that they need to know that your problem is something that they need to do something about. Right, now points number 3 and 4 are really important. It has to be constructive. So you don't just complain and talk about all the negative stuff, but it should be positive and go together with positive suggestions. So you don't just complain, you also give suggestions on, hey, maybe you can do this or that in order to help make it better. And this is really important because it encourages the company or the people you're complaining to actually take action or to do something and even do it faster because you give them very helpful feedback. Most importantly, it has to be friendly, right? Your tone has to be considerate, meaning you show them that you understand and that you would be reasonable. Like, for example, if you're complaining about something, you would consider that, oh, they may need time to fix the problem. So don't demand that they do something immediately, but be considerate and give them time. Or be cooperative, do whatever you need to do in order to help them help you. And be complimentary, positive, a focus on the good things that the company has as well. Now, this is important. Why? Because then when you are friendly and considerate, they are more likely to help you as compared to threatening them. Now, when you're nice to somebody, they probably would want to help you more than if you threaten them, like saying, oh, if you don't do this, then you're going to be in problem, or you're going to lose my business, or we're never going to order from you again. Now, you wouldn't want to help someone who threatens you like that, right? You would rather help someone who is polite and considerate and friendly, right? So these are some important tips as you write a complaint letter, right? Now, these are some examples of how you can write the subject of a complaint letter. Should also be clear and specific, right? To start off, in your introduction of a letter, a complaint letter, you would want to give some background or tell the objective. I'm writing to inform you of my dissatisfaction with your food service. Or you want to give background, oh, I've been a loyal client with your company for 2 years, I've enjoyed quality service. However, there's this one problem, that you want to bring up. Right, in the body, then you state the problem specifically. Earlier, you just mentioned that, oh, I have a problem with this particular thing. What is the problem? we found that the food was served cold, you give specifics, right? Then you may want to explain the effect or a consequence, okay, the result because of that problem. Or you may want to explain what are some of the actions that you have tried taking in order to fix it on your own, but now you need help from them. Okay, so this error has caused us considerable or a lot of inconvenience because, and then you explain what was the inconvenience. Or you can say, oh, about your actions, you say, oh, I've tried several options. I've tried this and that to fix it, but it has been unsuccessful, so you need their help to do something, right? Then you can suggest a solution. Now, this is the part where you're being constructive. You don't just complain. You give them possible solutions, like what you want them to do in order to fix the problem or to make things better. Then you may also want to attach copies of supporting documents. Maybe you say that they promised you warranty where they need to replace something brand new. Give them photos, receipts, warranties that are related to your complaint. Then you may want to actually offer a time limit to resolve. This gives them more of a sense of urgency, like you need them to do it by this certain time. But of course, very important, you need to be reasonable. Don't say, I need you to do something about this tomorrow. Okay, be reasonable. Say, oh, I hope you may resolve this in about 2 weeks. They need some time to fix it. Right? And so you close by suggesting contact, like saying if they need any explanations, give your contact number. Or you anticipate a response from them or their action. Like you're telling them, please let me know what you're going to do about this now. And then, of course, you definitely still have to thank them, right? That's about it. Now, what about complaint reply letters? Now, this is also really important because in a complaint reply, you are addressing the issue or the problem or the complaint made to you on your product or your service. Not only handling it, but importantly, it has to be based on company's policies and procedures. Now, what I mean by this is that you cannot, now, you're going to be receiving a lot of complaints, and you cannot be saying yes or okay to all these complainers and saying, yes, we'll give you whatever you want. Oh, something broke, we'll give you a new one. Oh, this one, you can't be giving just anything that the person wants. It has to be based on particular company's policies and procedures. Maybe, okay, company tells you the policy is, if this happens, this is what you do. If this happens, then this is what you do. So there are certain policies and procedures that you need to follow when you address certain issues or complaints. So this means that you may actually choose to accept or reject a complaint. Now, you don't just simply reject a complaint as well. If you have made an error or mistake, then you need to admit it, right? But usually you reject a complaint if it goes against certain policies based on your company, right? So some of the tips for writing a good complaint reply letter. This is really important. Okay, first you need to be sympathetic and understanding. Okay, so even if you don't agree with the complaint that they made, like say, no, that's not really our fault, but you still need to show understanding. Alright, even though it's not your fault, you tell them that you understand how angry they feel or how disappointed they feel, understanding for feelings. Also be humble, show your willingness to give your best effort to actually fix the situation, because that helps to calm down an angry customer. Be proactive to show that you're willing or eager to do whatever you can to fix. Tell them the list of actions that you will take to make the situation better. And most importantly, you need to be polite. So you have to be positive and polite even when you've done wrong, even more so. And even when you've done nothing wrong, still need to be positive and polite, because remember, most importantly, it's your image and your reputation, your company, your business, right? Okay, so these are just examples of how you can write the subject line for a complaint reply letter, which should also be clear and specific. Response, reply, resolution to. Right? How do you want to start it off in your introduction? First, you must acknowledge that you received their complaint. So tell them that I'm writing in reference to what situation, or that you have received the complaint regarding whichever problem. Give the date. right? Now in the body, now if you accept the complaint, like saying you admit that yes, it is the company's problem, you've done something, a failure or an error, then firstly you need to do is offer your apologies. Right, so these are a few ways that you can express your apologies, and then you may want to explain how that happened. Okay, maybe for certain technical problems, you may want to say just a very short, brief explanation on what happened to cause that problem and some of the effects. Okay, and most importantly, of course, this is the most important, your proposal on how to settle that problem. Like, what do you suggest that your company is going to do in order to fix it or to make the situation better, right? However, if you want to reject the complaint, maybe based on your company's policy and procedure, you cannot actually do that for the client or the customer based on, so then you want to offer your regrets. So you say, although we understand your frustration, we regret to inform you that, we are unable to do that for you. Or unfortunately, we must point out, we must say that it is not the fault of the company entirely. It's not really your fault. Okay, then also you may want to give an explanation for the rejection. Maybe you say, based on company policy, we can't do this, and most importantly, your proposal to settle. What should you do, or what do you suggest that they do now or that you do for them, right? Then in the closing, whether you reject or accept the complaint, it's the same. You tell them that you hope for satisfaction in business. Whatever you've suggested to them, you hope that they're satisfied or accept the suggestions. And finally, you suggest contact if they have any further problems or dissatisfactions or concerns. Right, so yeah, basically that's about it. Pretty easy. We'll discuss more and write more in class. So I'll see you in class. Thank you. Bye.